Yo, what's going on, everybody? MKG30 here, aka Faith Gaming, and I am glad that you tuned in to this video. Now, as you can see, I am playing some PUBG on console. Now, I will go through this gameplay with you all and try to give you guys a little bit of thoughts of what was going on in my head while I was playing this game, and kind of give you guys some essential tips if you're a new player, and kind of like what you should be looking for in the game, where you should be dropping, you know, just little things like that. So we chose this area right here. I'm not really too right on the pronunciation of the area that we were in, but you guys can see it on the map clear as day. And I usually try to land here all the time with my squad. The only reason why I try to go to this area, usually because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get great loot here, and you may run into a couple of enemies, but you know, from this gameplay here, you know, as you can see me landing and my squad on the other side, there's no one really there. So I go in, I make sure I loot up everything that I need to. Currently rocking with the UMP until I ended up finding another gun, which was the SKS. So I used 2 7.62 guns, and I usually like to roll like that because I can carry more ammo with the 7.62 if I have 2 of those as my primary. But the main thing you guys need to look out for when looting, and you do have 2 guns like this, so this is what I did. I actually slowed this clip down for you guys. So I decided to take my attachments that were for my my other gun, and I placed them onto my SKS. And the reason for that is because I know that I'm more accurate with the SKS, and I know the SKS is a really powerful gun. So fast forward to there, we ended up going towards the shelter just to see if we can grab any extra loot. I was still skeptical on going in here because usually this is a hot drop. This is where people, you know, tend to land. So if you are playing this game, you should know that the shelter is somewhat of a hot spot. Not more so a secret spot anymore. I remember when the game first came out, you know, this was a somewhat secret area to loot, because not too many people knew about it. But obviously throughout the course of the game, people tend to find places where you can loot up more. So ended up fast forwarding this part for you guys. Just went through, grabbed some loot real quick, and I wanted to get to the action. So after I went ahead and, you know, somewhat looted up the shelter, even though there wasn't that much for me, I ended up seeing some guys run across over here. So when you got guys running across a map, and clearly I have a 6x scope, so I could easily just start shooting and try to pick them off. But you want to play strategically. You want to make sure that you're communicating with your team, and you want to tell them when you're going to push and, you know, when you're not going to push. So you really have to be real strategic when you're playing this game and pick your moments on when you want to push a team, because I can see 2 guys there. And with those 2 guys being right there, I don't know if that they have another 2 guys that's trailing them, which more than likely is going to happen. They either have another 2 guys, or, you know, something else is going to happen. So at this point, I don't think I was using my mic, so I had to ping them. And the pinging system is alright. I think it could be a little bit better, but I guess from what it's used for, it gets the job done. Alright, so now I see these guys, they're running across. I ended up taking a couple of shots. Mind you, I have a suppressor, so that was another reason why I was like really fully confident on taking a shot. So we got a team here laying down. I ended up throwing up a couple shots at them, just seeing what I could do, and luckily enough, after nerfing a couple shots, I ended up getting that kill. And with that kill, that guy was actually the 100th person I've killed in PUBG. So he got my achievement. Shout out to that guy. So yeah, we ended up getting inside this car, and the car was actually knocking, man. I'm gonna let you guys hear what the car was playing. Now when I look down, you know I can't see my aim. Man, she asked for some rats, gave her 3 times 10. Put her right in the condo, put her in the bin. And I did all of that, no one see her again. And honestly, on the better things, that's a friend. These niggas groupies, they peons, man. King of my city like Leon, man. Head of these niggas by Eon, man. She let me touch for the free on, man. So you know that's a must like Elon, man.
I was spinning, you was safe, counting up green like a pea pie, man. I was holding down my team like my name was Peg. Make sure my brother good Eli, man. Cartier's got diamonds all in the middle like a nigga pulled up with 3 eyes, man. Just know them shits, they all GI, man. Everybody got rollies, that's team time frame. I said my side girl tryna be my main. I said my man go keep stalking my side. I told her shut up and go for a ride. In the road run truck, girl, yeah, you could be on the bus.
Yeah, I guess Pubg doing some Lil Uzi Vert right there. Alright, so right here is when I turned off the car. So that's another thing that I wanted to give you guys as a tip. If you're ever riding around playing solos, it doesn't matter what you're playing. If you're driving a car or a truck, you want to make sure that you cut the engine off, because you, as a player, you can absolutely not hear that at all. Like, I've had cars drive right by me with the engine off and almost hit me, and I've never even heard the car coming up from behind me. So that's an essential tip. And then right here, I guess, yeah, right here, me and my teammates actually start getting into a gunfight, and they are shooting at the guy that's right in front of him, that I have a scope on. So he ended up knocking, this kid had really good aim, he ended up knocking one of my teammates, and I can't stress this enough. Whenever you have a teammate that's knocked down, and they're just down, and you want to pick them back up, but you also don't want to get shot at or potentially end up going down yourself, the best move that you can do is to throw a smoke. That is really, that's a pro strat right there. Anybody who plays PUBG knows that, if your teammates is down and you have a smoke, you want to use that just to make sure that you can lay fire, or just make sure that they're not being able to be seen while you're resing them up. So we ended up getting our teammate. I don't know if we got him up. Yeah, I think we got him up, or they either went down. I didn't even just realize what happened. But anyway, there's a package that's down there, but I'm baiting it. I'm clearly not trying to push that at all. I'm content with the loot that I have, and I already know that that's like a death wish. You run out there to try to go get that package. It's in the middle of the field. As soon as I run out there, I'm gonna get clipped from somewhere, and I'm not even gonna know where it's at, and then that's gonna be a GG for my ass. So, as I'm continuing to bait it, I'm just searching around to see what other what other enemies are going towards the crate, to see if they're actually gonna bait for it. So I'm just doing a lot of looking around, and no one ends up going for it. Now, I could have pushed with my team and gone to the crate, but at that point, the crate would only we would only be able to split everything. And I don't believe that there was a ghillie suit in there. Later on in the gameplay, I'll tell you why I don't believe that there was a ghillie suit in there. Unless someone had already picked one up previously from another crate, but from what I seen, I just did not see any other ghillies on the map. So, later on in the video, I spot some other kids. So, on the gameplay, I spot some other kids here. And they're not pushing us, and they're not shooting at us. So like I said, you pick and choose your moments when you want to attack a team. So like I said, I have the suppressor. If you have a suppressor on your gun and you have a shot, I suggest you take it, but at the same time also just kind of let your team know where you're shooting at and what direction. So I nerfed a couple of shots. I ended up getting one of their teammates down, and then that ended up being my second kill. I believe one of my other teammates finished the guy. So then I see another guy in the bushes there. I'm starting to shoot him. It's to the point where I actually thought I seen someone else, so I started to shoot the dead body to make sure that no one else was there. So now the game is getting close. We got 8 people alive now. I'm just using the scope to try to scope out the area, because right now we don't have circle advantage, but we still have almost all of our team. We still have 3 people left, and that's good enough for me to push down if we need to. And we always still had the truck from behind, but I don't think we ended up using the truck later on in the game, which was a smarter move in my opinion. If we push up with the circle with that truck, we'd be spotted easily. So now here I'm just pushing up, trying to make sure we get inside the circle, not get eaten by that circle at all. So then I see some more guys, try to clip him off. And another best pro strat that I could give you is to make sure that you are energized up. when it comes to later rounds like this. I don't care what it is. If you're top 20, I say top 20, you pop energies and pop pains if you're close around to an enemy team. So now I'm getting hit, and I can't really figure it out where it's coming from. And then one of my teammates goes down, so now I have to figure out how to pick them up, but at the same time, I'm still trying to use bandages to make sure that I'm good. And that did not work out too well for me, actually. I tried to figure out where it was coming from. I couldn't figure it out for the longest, and then when I did, I took a couple shots at the kid, but the gun was just too jumpy. I just didn't have a proper aim on him, but I'm surprised that this did not hit him right here. I mean, I probably was off a couple marks, but I got hit, and, you know, clearly, as you can see, it's looking like the beginning of the end for me. My teammate tries to come and res me up. Shout out to my teammate Jack. He was trying to res me up, and that didn't end up working out too well for him also. He ended up getting shot himself. So what I'm going to do is, after I fade away here, especially because of the circle, and I told my teammate don't push me, don't try to revive us at all. He was the last one left, and it just didn't seem like a situation where he could revive us. So I'm going to take you to the last moments of the gameplay, so you guys can see what the hell actually started to go down when it became him and the other player. So you guys can check this out. Right there, he got the fucking kill. So we ended up winning that game. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for another PUBG video. It's your boy King KG30, and I'm out of here. Peace.